Here I have for you a beaded bracelet made with pearls and seed beads in two sizes, 11 O's and 8 O's. The design is dimensional, and in the colors I have chosen for the pearls, it has a bright summer look. Keep watching if you want to bead your own version of this lovely and easy bracelet. For our beautiful dimensional bracelet, we are going to bead some components that are made around a pearl, 8mm pearl. Then we are going to use 3mm pearls for the sides, 11 O's and 8 O's. And then we are going to make our clasp using the usual closed ring and the lobster clasp. For our clasp, we start by picking up 1 8/0 and then 4 11/0. And then we pick up our closed ring as well, and we make a circle. Then with our thread coming out of the 8/0, we go through the first 11/0 and then pick up 1 11/0 in between the other 3 11/0s. This way we go around the initial circle and make sure that our clasp is strong enough. So we go around and reinforce if we need. We make sure that at the end the thread comes out of the 8/0 seed bead. This will be our starting point for our component. We pick up an 8/0 pearl and another 8/0 seed bead, and then we create the usual anchor for our pearl. So we go back through the pearl and around the initial 8/0 seed bead. If we need, we go around and retrace the thread path to reinforce. When we have finished reinforcement, we just go out the second 8/0, the second anchor that we've added. Now we pick up 10 11/0s and place them in between the 8/0 anchors. On one side 10, on the other side again 10. We move the thread out the first half circle through the first 5 seed beads, and then in between the seed bead number 5 and 6 we are going to add another seed bead, creating kind of a picot. This is how I'm going to call it. Then we go with the thread down the next 5 seed beads through the 8/0, and then we repeat the same thing on the other side, on the second half of the circle. We finish the step by coming out of the first 8/0. So this is how it looks at the end of the step 1. For the second step, we make again another circle of 11 O's, this time with 6 seed beads only. And we connect with the anchor, the 8O anchor bead. And then again we pick up 6 seed beads and connect with the first 8O anchor bead. And now we finish by moving the thread up through the first 3 11 O's and make another picot by picking up another 11 O between thread number between bead number 3 and 4, so right in the middle. We repeat the same thing on the other side of the half circle. We finish the step by moving the thread through the 8O anchor bead. Now we move the thread through the 3 seed beads up to the top picot, and we connect the picots with a 3 millimeter pearl between those 2 picots on one side and then on the other side as well. Move the thread through the half circles up to the top 11 O's, the picot seed beads. Pick up the 3 millimeter pearl and connect with the other one. And we position the thread coming out the 8O on the side of the pearl. Now we start another component. First we pick up an 8O, so we make sure that the connection between components is flexible enough. If we would start the component right from the first 8O, it will be very stiff. And now we pick up the usual sequence, pearl, 8O, and we anchor on the the first 8O. And now we repeat the same thread path and the same circles like in the first component. We repeat that for the length of the bracelet, and we make sure that at the end we repeat the same sequence for the clasp as we've done in the first step of our bracelet. Now we continue by adding 10 11 O's on one side of the anchor beads. Then again 10 more seed beads on the other side of the anchors, and we complete the circle this way. Move the thread up the first 5 and we make the picot by adding another 11-0 in between seed bead number 5 and 6. Move the thread through the next 5 and the anchor bead and repeat the same thing on the second half of the circle. Now for the second top circle, I will pick up actually 8 11-0s because from the first component I have noticed that 3 is not quite enough, is covering too much my pearl, and I actually prefer to have more of the pearl to be seen. So I'm picking up 8, not 6, and this is how you can do if you decide to show more or less out of your pearl. And then again 8 on the second side of on the second half of the circle. And now we place the picot in the middle, so we go up 4, add the picot seed bead and down 4. The same on the other half of the circle. And now we add the 3mm pearl in between the picots on the side, which become the anchoring beads for the 3mm pearl. And then following the thread path in the half circles, we repeat the same step on the other side, on the other half of the bracelet. We move the thread through the next 4 seed beads and the 8-0, and we are ready to continue with another 8-0 and start another component to get the length of the bracelet. As you can see, now we have more of the pearl than when we have used only 6. And this shows you how you can modify the number of the seed beads depending on the actual size of your seed beads. Initially, I have used 6 seed beads for that design, but the seed beads are cylindrical, so they are slightly bigger, so they actually cover more than the round rocaille seed beads that I have used for this tutorial. I hope you like this lovely bracelet. It's very easy to make, and yeah, see you next time with another tutorial. Ciao ciao.